Hi, everyone. We're live. Say hi in the live chat. I would love to see who's on. I'd love to chat with you guys. How's it going? I'm really excited for this live stream because I wanted to come on here. I wanted to do my makeup with you guys. I wanted to show you a few different things that you can do, a few different ways that you can wear the liners. I'm going to do these in videos, these in long form videos that you guys can rewatch over and over. But I thought it would be really nice to be able to do it together. So I hope you have your mirror, your liner, your brushes, eye makeup remover, whatever you need. If you don't have it, go grab it, come set up. We can do our makeup together today. Okay. I think it'll be really nice because then if you're stuck or having issues or, don't know where to go with it, you can ask questions and I can help you in real time. There we go. Almost time. I'm so excited. Hey, Jade. Hey, Paula. Oh, it's nice to see you guys. It's really great to see you guys. This last few weeks has been so incredible. It's been so overwhelming, but in the best of ways. We have had so much incredible feedback. We've had so many sales, so many people sharing. We've had creators making reels. Like, I can't even believe it. I was an absolute nervous wreck the first week. I'm not going to lie, because when you put so much time and effort and thought into something, I was just, I didn't know how it was going to be received or how it was going to go. And it was really, really overwhelming at first because it was just like so much unknown. I didn't know if you guys would understand the vision in the way that I had understood it. And seeing everyone's reactions to it, responses, emails, reviews, it's been unbelievable. Like I really couldn't have asked for a better launch. And it's because of you guys. And I'm truly so grateful. Like, I have cried more tears than I would like to admit, all happy tears, because, I put so much pressure on making it something that was going to be really valuable for you guys and going to solve a problem for you. And the fact that it did solve that problem and that so many of you have been having such a good experience using it just meant everything to me. Like, when those good reviews started coming in, I would literally cry on Zoom all the time, like a basket case. What kind of CEO am I? But yeah, it really meant a lot. Oh, we're getting everyone chatting in here. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Liz. Love the eyeliners. Got them all and I love them. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. It's so good to hear that. Jackie's saying hi from the UK. I got my 3 eyeliners last week and I love them. Well done, Gabi. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jackie. I have all the new liners. What color do you like, Donna? Yeah, guys, chat with each other in the chat. Morgan's my girl. Hey, girl. I did it. I know. I can't believe I did it. I tried to back out of this so many times. We're going to do our makeup. We had promised we'll get to it. But I started getting in my head, like about a year in, and I was like, you guys, I don't know if I want to do this. This can make or break me. What if people don't get the vision? What if they don't like the formula? I got almost too attached to the formula. It became like, what I felt like? I was pregnant with the liners and I was like about to give birth. And it was like, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if you guys have kids, but that moment where you're like about to have a baby and you feel like you start questioning your whole entire life. You're like, wait, maybe I don't want this. Like, what if I don't want this? What's going to happen? And if someone says my baby's ugly, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, that's literally how I felt when I was getting ready to launch this. And so the responses, like the fact that you guys think my baby's cute, like it means so much. Oh yeah, RJ, I purchased the gray and the dark brown eyeliners. I love them, just like everyone else here. You guys are the best. Monica, hey Monica, thank you so much. Thank you, Pam. Tony's here too. If you guys have had any issues with anything or you've had customer service questions, it's been this guy. Poke your head in here. And Sandeep too. Sandeep, who is also amazing. He's been... And Sandy. Oh, Gabi, your baby is so cute. Thanks. You probably understand. That's how I felt. And then here the team and I, because I was like a mess the first week, I really was like an emotional basket case. And the whole team was making fun of me. They're like, you're in your postpartum period. And I'm like, I am in my like my hormones are going crazy. Like, I'm learning to breastfeed. I'm like, what's happening with the customer service? Like, that's how I felt. I really, really felt. Oh, everyone's saying hi to you. Hi, Tony. Hi.
Hi.
All right. All right. Sandra, I'm 71. I can't wait to try. Oh, Sandra, do you have your liners? Should we start? I think we should start working away on our look. Oh, Paula's asking, I had a question about the sharpener, and Sandy was amazing today. She wrote me 3 times to be sure I got it. Awesome customer service. Yeah, I'm really, really lucky because the team is incredible. Like, I am so, so grateful for the team. I could not have done this without everyone. You know, this is not a solo project, and I really want to make that clear. I made that clear in the first live stream too. You know, without Sandeep, Sandy, Lori, Tony, I would not have been able to do this. They have held the ground underneath me. They were my postpartum support system. Yeah, so I'm really, really happy. I'm happy to see Tony is on the mend. Yeah, we do, Lorna, we do ship to the UK. Yeah, we actually, one of our teammates here, a very integral part of the team, Sandeep, he lives in the UK, and he made it happen because at first we were only going to ship, believe it or not, to the US because the majority of my audience is American. I'm actually Canadian. And then I thought we can't leave out our Canadian sisters. Like there's no way, being a Canadian, that I can do that. So then we found out how to ship to Canada. And then Sandeep was like, we got to figure out how to ship to the UK. So we do. And we're also right now working on Australia. Okay. So Australia is going to come next. Shipping worldwide is extremely complicated. So if you feel like I've forgotten about you guys, if you're in an area where I don't ship, it's not because I haven't forgotten about you. It's because logistically, there's so many things we have to do, including changing the packaging for like the language that's spoken in that country. So there's a lot of logistical and operational things that make it very hard. So you're not forgotten. We're not forgotten. You guys are so sweet. In love with chocolate brown. I love chocolate brown too. That's my favorite baby. Don't tell the others. Okay. I love your content. Love your channel. Truly amazing content. I've learned so much. Your tips have elevated my makeup game. Thank you. Oh my goodness. That means so much to me. Thank you so much for saying that. I put a lot of my heart and expertise and love into those videos. They do not get thrown together. Like, I think about it. I think about your struggles. I read every comment. I kid you not. I spend hours reading comments every day. And I really try to make it as, you know, beneficial for you as possible. I really want to make it for you. It's not about me. It's not about my ego or me being a creator or an influencer or any of that. Like, I really make the channel for you guys. And I'm so grateful and honored that you see that and that you guys get benefit from it. Because if I can help one person feel more beautiful or feel better about themselves, then I'm happy. You know, this is what makeup has always been for me. The most rewarding part of being an artist for me was turning that chair around, showing that client their look and having them feel like, oh, I didn't know I could look like that. I didn't know I could feel like that. That was the thing that always made me so unbelievably happy. And so if I can give you that tool, you know, there's a saying, right? Don't give someone a fish, teach them how to fish. I felt like my whole career, I've been giving people fish, right? I go to these events, I glam you up, you feel freaking amazing for a day, and then you can't recreate it and you feel stuck. And when I started my channel, it's because I want to teach you guys how to fish, you know? And when I get comments like that, it means so much to me. All right, should we start? Bethany, I have hooded eyes. Why is it impossible for me to get a wing? Would the MB line help with that? Okay, I'll tell you exactly why. So I have one eye that's more hooded than the other eye, and it's this eye. So see how I have this fold here that overlaps my eyelid? So when you're doing a wing, you're extending from the outer corner. If this fold overlaps like this, there is skin, so you're unable to stretch out. without the skin interrupting the line. Now, there are lots of ways that you can offset that. And one way is to smoke out the wing instead of keeping the wing sharp. If you keep the wing sharp, the lid will interrupt. So when you open your eyes, the wing will distort. If you smoke out the wing and make it really soft, you're basically kind of going on top of the skin and creating that gradient. So the only way to really do like a great wing that looks nice on a hooded eye is to make sure the wing is smoky and not sharp. And the MB liner would definitely help with that because the formula is super soft and creamy and blendable. It's like butter. So you can apply it and you can smoke it out just like you would with an eyeshadow. When I designed these, and I've told a lot of you guys this on DMs, everyone who's DM'd me, I've designed these to be like cream shadow eyeliner hybrids. So it's like if a cream shadow and an eyeliner had a baby, that's kind of what the formulation of this is like. So you can really smudge and blend and smoke and stretch. It's not sticky like a lot of the eyeliners on the market are. Monica's asking, so what will be your next child? Listen, Monica, I'm still breastfeeding right now, okay? Oh my gosh. I'm still in postpartum mode. I'm still figuring this out. No, I'm just kidding. We are expanding the shade range. I am going to be building this out with your guys's, this entire brand is going to be built out with community feedback. So I'm going to be building these out with you guys. So if you have a request for another shade, definitely leave it in the comments. We've been pulling all of those comments and putting them in like a database so that we can see what's going on. Right now, I have a lot of requests for aubergine, plum, for a very light blue. I have requests for navy. So that's all getting taken into account. And you should let me know too, if you do decide to comment a shade request, if you want it to be matte, like, you know, the neutral necessities, or if you want it to be light reflective, like steel gray and champagne bronze, okay? Because we're taking that into account when we're formulating too. Yeah, denim blue, burgundy. All right. So let's get started, okay, you guys, because it has been 12 minutes and I have not even started yet. This is my problem. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, congratulations on your little bundle of joy. Thanks. Do you think it's cute? You guys think I'm crazy with my liners. You should have seen how crazy I am with my children. These are my children, though. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about, yeah, green. Green has been highly requested too. Dark plum. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. There's been a lot of requests for everything. The shop here link isn't working. Okay. We'll figure that out for you. Okay. Here on the live stream. All right. So the first thing I want to show you guys is how to do, yeah, it's maturebeauty.shop. Okay. And that's where you can shop. So the first thing I want to talk about is tight lining the lash line. So this is a really great technique if you have hooded eyes and you don't have a lot of lid real estate. So say you don't, when you open your eyes kind of disappear because you have a lot of skin here that's folding over. So like an Asian eye, there's also just hooded eyes, like hooded Caucasian eyes, deep set eyes. You can sometimes lose the lid. Okay. So one way to make your eyes look very defined without heavily lining the lid is to do something called tight lining. And there's something called tight lining and something called water lining. And I think we get confused between the two sometimes. So tight lining is when you actually put the liner in between the lashes. So I'm going to show you guys right here, just making sure that you can see. Okay. So I'm going to lift my eye up, okay, just so you can see. I normally don't even lift, but I will for you guys. And right where my lash line hits my eye, that's where I'm going to wiggle the liner in. So see how the inside here is my water line. I'm not lining that part. I'm lining the lash line. And the reason I want to show you guys tight lining like this is because if you have very sensitive eyes, I would suggest tight lining this way instead of lining the whole waterline. Another thing is when you go heavy in the waterline, sometimes when you blink, it will transfer underneath. So if you look right now, I have no transfer at all, right? Even with a really creamy Kajal formula, there is no transfer because I'm not going heavy in the waterline. I'm just wiggling into the lash line. Now, once you get used to doing this, you can literally just look in the mirror and you can go like this. See how I'm wiggling? And you don't even need to lift your eye. And if you look now, it makes my lashes look so much thicker and my eye looks so much more defined, but you don't have any liner on the top lid. So this is a really nice technique if you have very hooded eyes, or you kind of want to keep your eyes really open, or say you use like a champagne-y color on your lid and there's a lot of like light reflection and you don't want to close that area up with liner. If you tightline, you'll create definition and you'll also make your lashes look super thick, but without it looking lined. Okay, this is like one of the best techniques that makeup artists use. And yeah, it works really, really well. Now, if you want to increase the drama of that, then you can just obviously go right into the waterline. See, and you can go right in there and do it a little bit more heavily. And then if you want to, you can also go inside here, and that's going to really elongate the eye. So if you look at it now, it's a lot more dramatic. Now, the thing with this is if you have watery eyes, you're going to start getting transfer underneath, okay? So you can even see that I'm starting to transfer a tiny little bit here, and it's because I went so heavy into the waterline. So just to summarize, tightline the lash line. Don't waterline the whole waterline if you want it to be more subtle and if you don't want it to transfer underneath. Now, some people love the bottom also lined, and that's a really pretty look too. I'll show you that in a second. So if you like the under waterline lined, then you can totally, tightline the waterline. It will transfer down. It doesn't matter because you want that look there anyway, and you're good to go. But I wanted to troubleshoot that for you. Jan, tightlining is my go-to for my 72-year young eyes. I do this without mascara and it really defines my eyes, makes my lash line look so much darker and thicker. It works for my sensitive eyes. Absolutely it does. It really does make your lashes look super thick and creates so much beautiful definition. Can you show how to do a not over the top, safe for daytime smoky eye with the liners? Yes, I'm going to do that on this eye after this. Okay. I also want to show you guys. Oh, I just read Kendra. I just got my order yesterday, black and dark brown. I used dark brown this morning and wow, the best liner I've ever used. Oh, you guys, you're going to make me cry for real. I just tightlined. Do not make me cry. Oh, you don't even understand how much that means to me. Will that smudge on those of us who get smudgy all the time and look like raccoons? I can't tell you for sure, Shelly. I'm not sure. I've had a lot of reviews with people saying that they wore it all day in humidity and that their liner always smudges and this doesn't smudge, this and that. And they absolutely love it. My mom, she gets a lot of little flecks under her eyes. She hasn't had any issues. But with that said, I did not design these to be waterproof. I didn't. So I want to be really transparent about that. I designed these to be creamy, emollient. I wanted you to be able to stretch, to blend, to smoke, to smudge. I wanted it to be like a cream shadow liner hybrid that looked really soft on mature eyes and didn't skip through fine lines. So with waterproof formulas, you have to have a different formula, and it's kohl, right? It's a kohl formula. It's a lot stickier and a lot drier. This is not that. This is not that. So I don't want to say like, absolutely, it's not going to smudge. I can't tell you that with 100% certainty because you're not in front of me. If I could see your eyes and you're in front of me, I could tell you. I've had a lot of people that have had great luck with it, but it is not meant to be waterproof. So I just been really honest about that. On a day-to-day look, is it best for top lid and not both? Again, that's completely up to you. I always line under my eyes. I actually feel much prettier with liner under my eyes than not. It opens up my eyes. I feel like it's very youthful. Some people prefer only top, but with makeup, there's no rules. Okay. So I'm just sharpening right now. I kept having transfer to below. Now I know why. Yeah. Let me address the transfer thing. I want to tell you, okay, I have so many questions I want to answer and I want to show you guys so many things. Let me address the transfer thing first of all. Okay, there are a few reasons why liners transfer, and not just my liner, like every liner. One is using products that are too wet in your prep. So if you are using like really oily eye creams, oil breaks down makeup and it's going to make things smudge. So if you have a lot of smudging with your mascara, most likely your eye cream is too oily and too wet. If you're using eye cream under your eye and on your lid, that is not going to be a good recipe for liners in general, and especially not this one. So that's one thing. You're also going to want to do, and I'll show you here. So for example, this is a little powder puff. This is a little translucent powder. I'm just going to pick a little bit of translucent powder up with my powder puff. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand to evenly distribute. And then I'm just going to press it into my crease. So if you do this with powder, you're going to create a barrier between your natural oils and the product, right? So now you're going to have significantly less risk of transfer or of the liner like touching and becoming creasy here. The same goes under the eyes. I know you guys are really scared of powders under the eyes because it can look really crepey, but you just need to get a powder that's specifically made for the under eye area. This one is Laura Mercier. It's made specifically for under eyes. It's called the Brightening Powder for Under Eyes. If this is still too dry for you, you can get the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur, which has hyaluronic acid in the formula. So you can get powders that are actually hydrating, like they hydrate you while they set. But you do need to set cream things in order for it to not like slip around and become a slip and slide. All right. How do you take it off, the tight line? Oh, easy peasy. You just grab a little Q-tip, grab a little eye makeup remover, pump, pump, and then you can take it off. I'm going to take this off because I'm going to do another look later, so I can show you that as well. You can watch me do it. But let me show you guys a little bit about a wing, okay? So let's wing with black because I want to show you some layering later. Okay, so now that I've tight lined, all I'm going to do, you guys see that okay? I'm going to apply the tiniest bit of liner here on the outer corner. Now, when you are winging, a really good rule, there's no rules in makeup, but you know what I'm saying? A good like technique is to actually follow the lower lash line, not the top lash line. And this is why, and this is very relevant to people that are older when you start getting lid laxity. The lower lash line is going to give you like a nice line. Whereas if you follow the top lash line, you're going to most likely come into contact with your crease and it's going to interfere with your line. And then you might end up getting like a wonky, weird line and you don't know why. And it's because the crease is interfering. So you're going to create a line from the lower lash line like this. Do you see that? Instead of like this, that's going to interfere with my crease. All right. Again, there's no rules. There's no rules to makeup. Do what you like, but this is kind of a foolproof way to do it. So I'm starting here at my lower lash line in this corner, and I'm going to add a little dot. Do you see that? The tiniest little dot. Let me get in real close. Now I have working time because I designed it to be like this, okay? So I'm going to take my angled brush with the tiny tip towards my lashes. You see the angle here? I'm going to pop it in there. And I am going to stretch it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Do you see how little I used? I think another issue is people are using too much. This is very creamy. You do not need to use a lot. Then I've already created my wing. See that? Like 1 second. Now I need to connect my wing to my lash line, right? So I'm going to go here where that wing is. You guys see it? And I'm going to connect it into my lash line. I'm basically creating like a little triangle out here. Connect, connect. Okay. And now I'm going to take my angled brush again. Now I'm going to position that little skinny tip outwards now. See, the skinny tip is out. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to smudge it into the lash line. Okay. Now, this is where eyeliner can start looking a little not professionally done. when it comes to a wing is when you keep this middle of the eye area too thick. So you want it to be super skinny from here to here. So the first half of the eye needs to be super skinny, and I'm talking like tight line skinny. Like the lashes can be defined, mine is defined, but it's defined on the inside of the eye, not on the outside of the eye, okay? So not on the lid underneath. And then it basically goes from like skinny, a little bit more density to skinny, okay? So I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more here. When you get to the top of the eye, that's the middle, like the highest point of the eye before it starts curving down. That's where you need to start making it really skinny. And you can do that by applying a tiny, tiny little bit and then using your angle brush to soften. And you can stretch, you can manipulate. Even in here, I want to just soften this line ever so slightly. I have a little mascara on right now, which is making it a little bit more difficult. You also want to do this before mascara so that your lashes don't get in the way. And then you can just do your mascara afterwards. I wanted a little mascara so I could save a little bit of time. But there you go. Even here, I can see on camera, I have a little smudginess here that I could soften it out. And then we can do just like that. Now, if you want this is already like quite sharp. If you want this to be super, super, super crazy sharp, what you can do is you can take a little brush of your, whichever one works for you. Something obviously sharper is better. Let me see if I even have something here that will work. Even something like this. This is Refer number 2. You guys see that? What you can do is take a little foundation. Don't use concealer because concealer is very dense. It will kind of get away from you. But you can take a little bit of concealer. So this is, or foundation. This is the one by Dior. I love this foundation. It's fantastic. And then you can actually take it. So say you make a mistake, okay? You don't have like as trained of a hand. You can go in here and you can sharpen it by stretching it just like that with your foundation. And you're gonna not only sharpen the wing, but you're gonna stretch it out a little bit. So that is a really easy kind of hack or trick for getting a super tiny, sharp little wing. Gabi, I do adore your little brush on the pencil and your sharpener is the best. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that sharpener. We got it designed in Germany at the best sharpener manufacturer in the world because having an amazing sharpener for a Kajal formula is so important. If you don't have a good sharpener, you will not be able to sharpen it properly. Like the sharpener will eat the formula because it's so soft and like smudgy and rich. So it was really important to us that we got like the best of the best sharpener. I want to address the sharpener thing, but I a little bit more. We'll get to it in a second, but I also want to address this question. So how much time do you have to smudge before it sets? There is quite a bit of working time with this. I really wanted it to be something that you could smoke out beautifully. You'll have quite a bit of working time with it. It doesn't like set and dry down like, you know, where it becomes super dry and that starts flaking. That's not the formula. You could see, you know, even when I was working with it, that I had a little bit of time. Now, I want to show you guys how to layer. There we go. We need a little, yeah, here we go. Ah, Beyond 50 Skin. Hey, girl. Hey, late but here. Yay, liner party. I hope you have a liner that you're working, that you have it here to do it with us. Ah, that's awesome. Okay, I just ordered chocolate and champagne. I can't wait to get. I know they're going to be amazing, just like you. Oh, Monica, you're the best. Chocolate and champagne is an amazing collection. All right, so let's talk about. Oh, Shelly. You guys are the best. You make my life so full, like enriched here for real. I never in my wildest dreams imagined when I started this channel 7 years ago that I would build this community with people like you, Shelly, and like Monica and Lori. You guys have been everything. Sandra, all of you guys here. Okay, so I want to show you how to layer your pigments, but I also want to show you how to set the liner in case you want like longer wear. But let me show you how to layer first. So you can layer these. They go on top of each other beautifully. That's one of the most unique parts of this liner. A lot of times you can't layer liners. It doesn't really work like that. They'll start to almost like flake off. And that was the reason I switched manufacturing facilities the first time, because I felt like I was getting flaking and I couldn't get it to layer and it was driving me crazy. So we ended up moving to another manufacturing facility. But you can layer these very well and they look beautiful layered. One thing that I like doing is layering my like translucent or more iridescent tones on top of my matte tones. So for example, if you layer champagne bronze on top of chocolate brown, it is beautiful because you get the depth of chocolate brown and the warmth, and then you get the luminescence, the shimmer, and like a little bit more of like a cooling of the champagne bronze. I wear that combination all the time, but I also love layering steel gray on top of black. So let me show you that right now. So I just did black, right? So you guys can see my little wing here, right? And now you can just go right on top of it and you're not going to get any flaking. Again, less pigment than you think you need, okay? Less is more with these. And you can stretch, manipulate. And now I've just changed the outer part of this wing into a more illuminated, like deep gray. So that is one of the really cool things that you can do with this. And I'm even going to show you how to do that in a smoky eye. So I just love that so dang much. And whenever I use steel gray, whether it's layered on top of black or independently, you guys, I get stopped in stores. It is crazy. Like I live in Canada, in a smaller city. No one watches YouTube here or cares or knows anything about YouTube. So it's not like people know who I am at all, like ever. And I get constant, like, your makeup's amazing whenever I have steel gray. And it's so funny because I'm like, if only they knew, you know, that this was my brand and that I'm a beauty YouTuber, but they don't, which is actually wonderful to live in a place where you're so unanimous like that. But yeah, so that's what you can do. And you can see now I have, right, that beautiful little smoky eye, that little wing, or not smoky eye, what I'm saying is a winged liner, but there's a gradient where it goes from gray to black. Now, remember, again, you want to keep it nice and tight on the inside, get a little bit thicker and tight again. Okay, so it's thin, thicker, thin. That's kind of what you want to think about. Once you get the hang of it, it's very easy for real. Very, very easy. Okay, for our next look, I want to show you something that I love doing, and it is a smoky eye with chocolate brown. I ordered the black and dark brown yesterday. They shipped today. I can't wait to get them. Audrey, I hope you love them so much. You're going to have so much fun playing with them. I want to show you guys something. So because this is community build, I'm building this with you. You guys are my besties, right? We're building this together, and I'm really taking into account what you like. Another part of this is that because I'm creator first, I love all makeup brands. I do. I have so much love and respect for makeup brands. So I would love to see how you guys are integrating my products into your look, into your life. So this was a viewer who bought the collection, and she sent me a picture of her wearing it. And then she gave me a list of all the other things that she's wearing with it. We really want to build this up in our community. We want to post these pictures. We want to share them. We want to inspire other women to try different things. And we also want to make it very clear that we are in this together as a beauty community. It's not me against Victoria Beckham or me against Sarah Creole. I've kind of heard that a little bit in social, you know, in some of the content or videos that are being made about this. It's like, well, this and Sarah Creole and this. And I'm like, Sarah Creel and I are not like against each other. We're together. Like community is building things together. We can all be a part of this industry together. We can all belong. We can all support. You know, you guys know Rosemary Swift is a really dear friend of mine. I absolutely love her. Just because I launched Mature Beauty doesn't mean I suddenly like don't love RMS Beauty. We are a community, and I really think that's very important. And so whenever I launch even other brands, I want you guys to show me like I integrated your blush with the foundation by Dior or by Sarah Creole or by Victoria Beckham or whatever, right? And so that's why we're creating these community posts. So if you want to join that and you want to be a part of that storytelling, that mission, send us these, okay? Email them over to us, or right here, maturebeauty.shop/pages/community submission. Let us know how you're pairing it, what other favorite products you love, and that will really help our community get inspired. So yeah, that's that. Jan, I love Rosemary Swift and RMS Beauty. Same girl, same. Okay, I'm chatting away. Tony's over here being like, we were supposed to be done in an hour. Okay, I'm gonna show you a smoky eye. It's gonna go over an hour. I'm gonna show you a smoky eye. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Chocolate brown. So if you want, you can use this like a cream shadow and do a full-blown smoky eye. So let me move this over here so that you can see what the heck I am doing, okay? We'll do it with chocolate brown. Here, can we move that over a little bit? Just because I want to make sure everyone can see. Okay. So this is what I like to do. So look at, I'm just getting rid of the oil on my lid, right? Because we all have that. Just making sure my lid is nice and dry and clean. And now this, I find, works really well with this brush. If you guys have this, Nikki LaRose N16, this is a fantastic brush by BK Beauty for cream shadows, okay? I use it a lot with all of my other cream shadows. It works really well with this as well when you're doing a smoky eye. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply the shadow on my lash line, or the liner on my lash line, kind of a, you know, just all over the place. Not really being too fussy about it because we're gonna blend it out. This is chocolate brown. Okay, now I'm going to take my shadow brush and I am just going to soften the pigment and smoke it out. I did this in my live stream, my launch live stream, and you guys really loved it. And I actually did this in a reel the other day. It was a reel that I made, like things I've learned after turning 40 or whatever. And I actually got comments asking like, what are you using on your eyes? It's so beautiful. And I was like, funny you mentioned, but that was before launch, so I couldn't tell anyone. But look at that. I just created like a 2-second look, or a little smoky eye, just by smudging that out. Now, what I like to do is kind of bring it into the crease, but keep it a little bit lighter in the crease because we don't want it to get up too high. We kind of want the depth to be on the actual lid and on the lash line. Now you can take that same color. You are the best makeup artist. I love the way you help us create our own masterpiece on our faces. I just ordered the chocolate and champagne. Monica, you are the best. Thank you so much for that super thanks, and for being here and for ordering. Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is the sweetest. Okay, so let me show you. So I'm just going to go here underneath too, okay? Now, a lot of people think that the under lash line is too harsh, right? I think you should reconsider the under lash line. Obviously, this is too harsh because I haven't blended it. But oftentimes, all of our fine lines kind of collect right here, right? So a really great way to soften that and to put them in the shadows is to literally put them in a shadow. And it's like, boom, they're gone. They disappeared. You just like push them into a shadow. I have a lot of lines around my eyes. I have a lot of fine lines around my eyes. I have so much orbital fat loss. That's like a whole story for another day. But I always feel way more confident when I have shading under my eyes, because I take all of that texture and I throw it in the shadows. So I really suggest that you try that. If you, oh my gosh, Lori, she just sent a $20 super thanks. Coffee for you and Tony.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lori. You are just an angel. Tony and I are going to call you. I hope your hubby's health is doing much better. Saw your video last night about it. Yeah, he is doing a lot better. He has his PICC line out now, and he's doing a lot better. Thank you so much for asking. I really do appreciate that. Right, Tone? So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to layer this a little bit more because I wanted a little more smokiness. They were going out, right? It's a night out. Just layer it a little bit more. Grab that amazing brush that Nikki designed. Blend, blend, blend. And that is literally it. I wear my eye makeup like this all the time, and I feel so pretty with it like this. And it's so freaking easy. Like, you don't need anything else. Now, obviously, if you want, you can intensify your the lash line more with like the dark brown, but you don't even need to. You can just do this and then take your black. So let me grab my black here. And then I can add a little bit, again, smudge out that lash line to tight line. And I'm going to add that richness and that definition, right? Maybe even a little bit in here. If I want to add a little bit more definition just to the outside. Blend, blend, blend with my angled brush. And I have the most beautiful 5-minute smoky eye. This is how I wear it all the time. I wear my eyeliner like this a lot. Even during the day, I find that because it's that chocolate warm brown, it's not overpowering. And you can skip the black if you want it to be even softer. Yeah, thank God he's better. I know, that was really scary. Yeah, that was unimaginably scary and stressful, a lot more than I shared, because it was, yeah, I couldn't even like fully think about it or share about it too much because it really gave me immense amounts of anxiety. But he's doing better, right, Tone?
Oh yeah, thank you very much for asking.
Yeah, and he's been getting a lot of blood tests, and everything's been fine so far, because we were worried it was going to come back when he got his PICC line out, but so far it's been okay. Today I was feeling lazy and I was just going to line my lash line to make them a bit fuller. I decided to put a little brown between 2 fingers and blend it on my lid. It looks so good. This is what I'm saying. Like right now I'm like kind of going heavy with the smoky eye and stuff, you know, I'm like really making it a thing. That's what I'm saying. It can be so subtle. Like 9 times out of 10, I just do exactly what you do. I smudge out the brown. I put on mascara. I call it a day. Like I have 2 kids, you know, I don't have the time to like finesse and fuss, nor do I really want to, you know, even though I'm a makeup artist, I love doing it on the special days, but on every day, I don't have the desire to like go full glam. I just don't. And this will help me, you know, it helps me get ready so fast and I look so polished afterwards. It's incredible. So yeah, that's just like a really easy, I feel like you can't even like fully see how gorgeous it looks because we're not in high def here when we live stream, but it's so pretty. Oh, thank you, Lori. That was a really fun event. So yeah, that's just like a really easy way. So there's a winged liner. You can see that this is lifting up. It's really, you know, snatching and lifting. And then here's a smoky eye. This is a rounded smoke. So this is creating more of like a rounded shape. This is creating more of like a lifted shape. Okay, so you can do whichever way you like. But it's a lot of fun. Now, one quick thing. We're going to bring Tony on here to talk about some frequently asked questions, but you can layer again, right? The shimmer shades on top. So say you do this like really fun little smoky eye. You can then take a little champagne bronze. You can layer it right into the center of the lid if you want a little bit of illumination, and grab your shadow brush, blend that in. And I've just created not only a little bit of light, like a light source in the center. This is called a halo eye. But I've also cooled it down a little bit because champagne bronze is not a warm tone. It's a neutral tone, and it can pull a little bit cool. It can even pull a little bit olive on certain people's skin tones like mine. Kind of catches a little bit of green. So when you do it like this, you can create a little bit of like a light source in the center. Courtney, I just finished uploading my YouTube review. I'm so glad I made it to the live. Courtney, thank you so much. Courtney has made a video about the liners. I can't wait to watch it. We should link it here so that you guys can watch her review and get another perspective on it. It's not sponsored or anything. She just did it. I'm so grateful, Courtney. We've been chatting over on Instagram. So yeah, so that's fun, right, you guys? I think I went a little heavy, to be honest, with the black here underneath. Normally I keep under my lashes a little bit more, you know, warm and brown. But I wanted to show you guys that you can build and intensify. And look, you can just take a Q-tip and soften it out if you want to. And then even if you go in and take a concealer, for example, I'll show you how I brighten and snatch that up. So you can go in here. Now, whenever I use concealer, I try to stay away from too high up on the lash line now because I have too much texture there. It doesn't really work. But I just added like a little bit of that brightening where my hollow meets the demarcation and then out on the outer corner of the eye. And then we just go in with our A506, my favorite concealer brush. And then I'll show you how I can lift that line. Just like that. So I'm telling you, this is such an easy way to get a smoky eye. You don't even need any shadow at all. It's awesome. Just like that. See, and then I've brightened it up quite a bit. And then what I'm noticing, I don't see it here in real life, but I noticed it on camera, that there's a bit of like a demarcation here. Do you see that? It looks a little bit harsh. So don't even stress about that. You can grab a fluffy crease brush. You can take a little bit of contour or a little bit of bronzer even if you want. Actually, let's use bronzer. That will blend really well. This is the Hung Van Gogh bronzer. This is beautiful, soft blurring bronzer. This is the shade Hardworking. So it's nice and warm, just like my liner. And I can go in and soften that demarcation by blending it out with a little bit of powder. So that's kind of how I get around that. In real life, you can't actually see that, but I can see it on camera just because the camera will pick things up a little bit differently. But I'll even go in and blend it out in here. Like, look at that. We just totally created a smoky eye in 1 second, even with a little spot of highlight from that champagne bronze. Fun, right? See, I would do that here too. Like in my real life, when I do a wing, I would also carve this out a little bit. Like just carve out that crease ever so slightly to give you a little bit more depth in the eye. It just takes a second and it looks really, really nice. No pressure, but we need all the shades. Green, blue, burgundy, plum, copper, so many. I don't know how you got them to be so creamy yet long lasting. It was not easy. It was not easy. It took a lot of iterations and a lot of frustration and a lot of anger. At one point, I really thought, I'm like, I don't even know if this is possible. Like, am I just creating something in my brain that's not possible? But we got there, and I'm really glad that I didn't, give up, because I'm so proud of this baby, for real. I think this is just an incredible baby. So do you guys see that? Like, isn't that pretty now? I also like connecting it to my nose. I know that's kind of strange, but if you go in like this, you can connect, and then you can create that like little button nose effect by adding a little bit of bronzer and connecting it into the crease of the eye. There we go. I don't see you ever giving up, Gabi. No. Oh, Lori, you're so funny. No, I didn't give up. But, at one point I thought, am I the only one that cares this much about this? Like, am I going to launch this and everyone's going to be like, eh? But people have really loved it. And it's been so validating because, you know, I just didn't, I was worried that maybe I was the only one that saw that there was an issue with liners on the market. And I was like, maybe this is a problem that I'm having that no one else is having, that no one else cares about. But now that I've launched this and I'm reading these reviews, it's like, man, you guys, like we were all kind of having the same problems with liners. And it's just been so validating. So see how nice that looks? I'm being like psychotic now and I'm just like blending the heck out of it, even though I'm going to remove this in literally 1 second. But like beautiful, right? It just created the softest smoky eye. Now imagine adding some lashes to this. Like, oh my gosh, it is such a pretty look. Okay, I'm going to remove this because I want to show you guys a couple more, but let me pull out a little bit and let's bring Tony in because we're going to answer some customer service questions and tell you a little bit about what's been going on here in our world. There he is, the man of the hour. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please feel free. And we have some stories to tell you because not everything has been smooth sailing. And I think we toyed whether we should share this or not. But I really feel like you guys have built this with me and you are like in it with me. Like we are building the color stories out together. We're building the next formulas together. And since you guys are in it with me, like you got to know what's going on behind the scenes, right?
You got to know.
You got to know.
So first off, thank you everybody for all your support. I've read a lot of the comments. There's such great comments, great words, so kind about everything and so supportive in the community. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
That's a little bit new for me, right? Because normally I don't read a bunch of the comments. But I have been doing that. And again, there's so much love. And then also I do want to say thank you to the team too. The team's been working really, really hard. So we got Sundeep working super hard. We got Lori, we got Sandy, we have Kachi, all supporting and helping answer calls and go through the support, emails and notes. So everybody's been working really hard to get you all your orders. And then on top of that, you know, did we have some issues along the way? Probably hell yeah.
Yeah.
So we definitely did. So I do want to thank everybody for your patience and your comments dealing with us, and then just your patience as we respond and get through all the issues that we did, or some of the issues that we had at the beginning. So first off this is kind of new for us, you know, shipping stuff out, developing a product. As we were working to ship things out, we worked with our warehouse, we worked with our shippers and suppliers on that. And the initial thought was, hey, we can put this thing in a bubble mailer and the bubble mailer is going to protect the product as it gets shipped.
Yeah.
So the initial orders went out in a bubble mailer, and some of you would have received some eyeliners where the shipping companies that we were using, you know, they are great companies to get you the product quickly on time. They work their hardest to get things delivered to you guys on the weekends at all hours of the night.
Yeah.
But sometimes things happen along the way and packages get stuck under things. Heavy boxes get put on top of packages. They may get tossed around a little bit. And then when that happens, sometimes your eyeliner doesn't arrive to you guys in the perfect condition. So we do apologize.
That's a roundabout engineering way of saying that the liners were breaking in half during the shipping.
So we did have that problem. I do apologize. And again, thank you for your patience as we work through that. So we have switched everything over to cardboard boxes that are going out. So basically it's a cardboard box. There's some padding, or there's some bubble wrap inside of it to help protect the liners. Since we've done that, everything seems to have gone smoothly, knock on wood, wherever that is, maybe right here. So again.
Yes, Lori. Yes, girl. I know. So we have them in bubble. Okay, this is the thing. I'm like a hot mess right now, but whatever. We're all sisters here, right? So we wanted a lot of product in the barrel, right? We wanted a lot of product in the barrel. And it was really important that we had the angled brush, because how can you do eyeliner without angled brush? I don't understand why not every brand has an angled brush. I bet you they're going to start getting them though, because the feedback's been incredible. It's so long and thin. So with things that are long and thin, there's a break point, right? And so we had them in the bubble mailers thinking they would be completely fine because the packaging itself is thick and heavy. There's a whole story behind this too. Like we spent a lot of money, and also we redesigned this twice to make it look very thick and heavy and high end. So I thought that would also protect it. the shipping companies are, you know, they're doing their best, but I think there's just so many things that get put on top of it and this and that. And so they were snapping in half. So we had a lot of issues with that. And if you did receive a liner that was broken in half, we're so sorry. And we got to it right away. We were all hands on deck, right? We were like, did you write that person? Did you respond to that? Did you send another one? Did you send another one for this person, one for that person? Send them a free sharpener. But that problem's been resolved, but it was very stressful the first week. And we are so sorry if that happened to you.
So for those of you, I'm seeing a bunch of comments. For those of you who they arrived in good shape, awesome. I'm glad. I'm very, very happy and hopefully you're enjoying your liners. And for those, you know, that they didn't arrive as great shape, you know, definitely reach out to us and we will get that resolved as quickly as possible for you.
Yes.
And yes, do I say that? I'm doing a little bit better. So thank you everybody for
Doesn't
for
he
that
look so
too.
healthy again, you guys?
I can lift my hand kind of above my head. So it's always good, but I am still working through that.
Tony looked
That's another
gray.
story. So.
He looked gray for like 6 months. Like he looked very unwell when you had your PICC line in. But he has color in his face again, and right?
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah.
The sun's out.
The sun's out.
No
the
eyeliner though. I don't have any eyeliner on. So.
It would look great on you. Yeah. Do you guys want to hear a little bit about
the box?
The boxes?
So
What's your favorite shade? Courtney's asking.
My favorite shade, I actually like the champagne, and I like the steel gray.
Yeah, steel gray is so cool.
Those are the two I want. Like I find those are kind of unique colors.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say those are my favorite, but again, the guy who doesn't put eyeliner on. So take that advice with a grain of salt.
I can't even get Tony to wash his face.
Okay, I'm talking about boxes now.
Okay, let's move on to boxes.
So this has been Gabi's baby, definitely. And she has veto say on everything that we do, definitely. As we were working through a lot of the designs.
I'm so easygoing.
So easygoing. But, you know, as we talked about before, and as Gabi's mentioned, this has been like a 2-year project, right? And because of that, some of it is getting the perfect formulas that she really, really liked and that she thought you guys would like too, that would flow nice and smooth and nice and creamy into all the fine lines and everything like that. But on top of that, we also looked at, okay, design of the product and how does it feel? How does it look? Including the box and the packaging. So I got in my hand right now is one of the old boxes. So this box we originally had gone with, it was more of a, I'm going to say raw finish with a soft touch kind of coating on it. You know, I thought this box was pretty nice. It felt pretty smooth.
It's hideous in real life.
But when we actually got the samples in, we realized, hey, this wasn't the look that we wanted, not how we wanted to go for, right?
You guys, it looks so, I wish you could like fully see it. It looks so like dented, like it because it's a soft touch and there's no texture, you could see every little dent.
Give me my box. So yes, you know, little imperfections and things like that did show up a little bit more.
Little imperfections.
So what did we do? We decided to pivot. So we basically stopped the box. We said, hey, listen, we spent all this money and time and effort and design on these tools. We're going to scrap those tools and we're going to make new tools and go with a slightly different design. So the new box, which you guys have all received, right, is of like a linen finish on it. So that we had some more stamping tools made to basically put that linen pattern into the box. We changed up a little bit of the gold foil that went on there too, to give that a bit of a deeper texture, a deeper look to it. So that's what happened with the boxes. I'm hoping you guys like it. Maybe if you put a comment in whether or not you guys like the packaging. It did set us back a little bit, obviously, because with that, we had to redesign everything. We had to make some new tools, but Gabi thinks it's worth it. And so do I. So we think it's worth it.
Well done. You know what the thing is, you guys, I know that you open this box, you throw it in the garbage, right? It's not a big deal. But I really think that so much of beauty is in the details. You know, I really, like, for example, I'm not hating on Huda Beauty at all. I actually love a lot of their products, including their concealer. This faux filter concealer, because of the way that this component is designed, the concealer gets all over the lid. I gotta block your face.
Uh.
And it gets really messy, and then it actually stains your makeup holder, like your makeup bag. I think that the devil's in the details. We have to think about the details because it affects the customer experience. And I just knew that if you guys opened up, you trust me, you support me, you see my vision, and you open up this package that you've been waiting for and you're so excited to get it, and it's like all dented and creasy, it just wouldn't feel special. And so much about makeup is in its performance, but also in how it makes you feel. And I really wanted you guys, like, as women, we are juggling so many things. So many of us are professionals, so many of us have families, so many of us, I know a lot of you guys are caring for elderly parents. And I really wanted, when you spent your money on this and it came to you, that you felt so special. And I have so much respect and love for you as my community, that like ugly boxes weren't going to do it. They weren't going to do it.
So we got a bunch of comments though that says the box looks good. It looks high end. That's great. That was the feel we're going for.
Yes.
Oh,
luxury without the luxury price tag.
My liners live in their boxes. I like that one. I'm very happy to hear that.
Jackie, yay. She thought the box was so nice, she kept it. Oh, guys, it's a linen pattern. So you want to know something crazy? So I went through like 5 bajillion patterns, and we were thinking, like, do we do like a snake skin embossing, or like, should we do? And then I landed on linen because I think linen is so crisp and sexy, and so it's clean. I keep asking attention to, yes, you do. I know. It really does matter. Yeah.
So we got another question.
Oh, here,
from Donna,
only
so
issue. Yeah,
okay.
message.
So,
answer that one. What did she say?
So Donna, the only issue you had was when you ordered 5, it didn't seem to have the sharpener. So you ordered 1, and lo and behold, got 2.
Oh, that was another issue we had. Yeah, you explain it. Sorry.
So the complete package comes with a sharpener in it, but depending on how you ordered it, if you ordered on your phone or sometimes even on your computer screen, the sharpener kind of pops out onto the bottom, and then there's a little icon that pops up that says, "Hey, would you like to add a sharpener to your cart?" Which is great. It's good to have the extra sharpener sometimes, but what it is, there is a sharpener in there, but you might not have saw it when you first click the package. But if you do the complete package, there is a sharpener in there that will come with the order. So don't worry about that. And then if you order any of the other packages, so if you order like a package of 2, a package of 3, a package of 4, or 5 different colors separately, then you can just add that sharpener in. But if you're doing 5 colors separately, just click the complete package and you'll get the 5 colors plus the sharpener with that. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Did you put sparkle back into my eyes? Into my eyes?
You put sparkle back into my eyes.
Oh.
You put sparkle into my eyes.
I thought you said, did you put sparkle back into your eyes? Petra, that is the sweetest comment ever. You put sparkle back into my eyes too.
I say that every day.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is so sweet, Petra. I'm so happy. I like, seeing these comments, guys, and you guys are DMing me. See, I'm sorry, just saying, I'm powdering my lids, okay? See, I evened it out with concealer. I'm just powdering it so it's not too wet. Even the DMs from your picture DMs, like, I can't even. A lot of you guys are DMing me and you're like, I'm not comfortable with you sharing that. I would never share without asking for your permission. So if you want to send me a DM just to show me, but you're like, don't share it, I will never share it. You can trust me, bestie. Me and you, we're in it together.
All right. Another question. Was the sharpener supposed to come with the 2 bundle? So with the 2 bundle, the 3 bundle, and the 4 bundle, the sharpener doesn't come with the bundle, but you can add the sharpener. The icon will come up on the order screen, and basically it gives you the sharpener for 50% off. So basically, if you're in the US, it's going to be $5. If you're in Canada, it's going to be $7. That's just with the exchange rate. So, but you can add that sharpener at a nice low cost. So yeah.
Love hearing your thought process through the creation and design. Also love how you mentioned paying attention to detail. I have so much respect.
Oh, there
Gina.
was definitely a lot of paying attention to detail. There. Even like I'm going to pick up one of these. This is the steel gray.
Yeah.
Even like the pencil itself. How do you do that? You do this thing.
Yeah, you got to block
You
your
gotta
face.
block your face. Block my face every day.
There you go.
Even this, the gold that's on here, we looked at probably 5 different. There's a lot of shades of gold, I've realized.
Yes.
So we've looked at probably 5 or 7 different shades of gold before we kind of landed on this gold specifically for the wording and also the caps on the end. So.
Oh, look, Cindy's saying, don't take this to heart, but my boxes came crushed. FYI, US shipping and all products A-OK. Yes, this is the problem. And it's not something that we can control because we can control how they're packaged. We can control how fast they're delivered. We can control so many things, but we can't control how they handle the boxes. And that's why we were having issues with breaking. And that's why we upgraded to boxes. But it's just, man, if I could hand deliver every single one of those, I would. But yeah, I'm just glad your products are okay, but still that sucks.
And don't get me wrong, the shipping company is working as fast as they can. They're trying their best. I do understand that, right? But there is definitely a lot of shipments and orders and packages they deliver. And I think sometimes it's just like you get big packages, small packages, and then all of a sudden a big package lands on top of a small package, and unfortunately it crushes a bit.
But they should really know that Mature Beauty packages should not be crushed.
But this is why we've now switched over to a cardboard box to help protect the boxes inside more too.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the tough things. And I think as a new founder, it's like we can't control every single thing. And man, that's hard for me, let me tell you.
But we are learning as we go. So I'm going to get that.
We are. And we're here for you guys. You know, we're responding to every single thing.
But definitely, reach out to us and let us know for sure. And if there's any issues, definitely reach out and we'll work to get that resolved as quickly as possible.
I just see this comment here. Nikki LaRose used your pencils in her Get Ready. We couldn't stop talking them up. You know what? Chrislyn, or Chris, I guess it's Chris Lynch. Chris, I saw that and I was so touched by that. And truly, Nikki is a huge inspiration for me. She's a phenomenal artist. She's very detail oriented. She also knows a lot about products. She knows every product, every new launch. She's tried everything. She works with, the best of the best in LA and Hollywood. And so when we saw that, man, did that mean a lot. It meant so much to me. And Nikki's also not like a BSer, just because I know Nikki, she would not talk it up if she didn't. She's not like that. She's not going to say something's good when it's not. And so I was a little nervous for Nikki to try them. I'm not going to lie. Cause I was like, oh God.
She's got so much experience. She knows so many different products. She tries every single product on the market. Right. So
yeah. And she's super good. So it was just intimidating. And so I was beyond honored to get that stamp of approval. That meant a lot to me. I have a lot of respect for Nikki. If you guys don't follow her, you should, because she's an incredible artist, incredible, next level. So do you guys want to see some other looks?
Oh, you got to answer this one. Can you sharpen the pencil way down to the brush?
I don't know. Can you sharpen it all the way down?
This is what I'm going to do in the next 2 days. I'm going to sharpen one of these.
Maybe we can, you know what?
It's going to get pretty close. I just don't know if it's all the way right down to the brush.
Let's do that and make a reel.
Yeah.
That's a great, Paula, that's a great suggestion. We're going to do that. We're going to make a reel. Stay tuned. We'll launch a reel on that. I did want to say something about Kajal liners. We haven't gotten a lot of comments about this, but I just want to say it anyways, because I've noticed it on other Kajal brands. Excuse me. This isn't supposed to be super crazy sharp. Kajal is like I said, it's like a cream shadow liner hybrid, right? Especially mine. So when you sharpen it, you're still going to get it sharp. This is the best of the best sharpener. Amazing blades. So you're still going to get it. Hide your face. There you go. You're still going to get it super sharp. See? But it's not supposed to be like a super crazy sharp point, like a kohl liner. You know how we do that with kohl, like the dryer formulas. As soon as you sharpen it to a super sharp point and you start working with it, it's going to round out. That's just the nature of the formula. So if you're finding, I can't get this super sharp point, you're not really supposed to. So that there's nothing wrong with the product. That's the way it's designed. And like you guys said, like you guys saw, all of the work comes in the angled brush. So you're going to add a little bit of pigment. You're going to use the angled brush to get the point, to get the sharpness, to get the wing, right? It's all in the angled brush to stretch and manipulate. You're not going to get it from the point of the pencil. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't, because you want to blend it to create like a nice thin layer so that it dries down and sets. You don't want this to be too thick on the eye, or it's not going to dry down and set, and it's going to be too smudgy. Okay, so I hope that helps. Another trick. Sorry,
I got one more point too. It's just about the lids, right? Like,
oh yes,
yes. I learned this after.
Yeah.
So you got the two lids that are on the eyeliner. So one of them has like a little bit of a white plastic or something inside of it. So that side of the lid is supposed to go over the eyeliner portion.
Yes, it's like insulated.
So it helps keep everything in there nice and sealed.
Moist.
And moist. Whereas the other side is just basically like the metal looking piece. That goes over the brush on the brush end. So just a little tip and trick, or tip on that to keep them as fresh as possible.
Thank you for saying that. I haven't explained that. I don't know why I just thought that people knew that. I don't think they do. Rockstar Mom, you got them? No way. Oh my gosh, I love this creator so much. I am so thankful that you got them. Tell me what, you're loving them? Oh my God, girl, tell me everything. Send me an email later. We got to talk. This is an awesome creator.
Lori,
you guys
that's what I
follow
said.
Her.
Moist.
I know, the grossest word ever. Ew. But they do have to stay moist. You got to keep them like creamy and buttery and delicious. Yeah. One other thing is that if you like a sharper tip, something else you can do that we tested is put it in the fridge. So store it in the fridge. When you sharpen it, it's going to be like, because it's going to be harder, right? So if you like a little bit of like a more firm formula, just throw it in the fridge. Should we keep going? Yeah. Okay. Hi, sweet Gabi. I purchased 4 of your 5 eyeliners. They are exquisite. I'm 64 and they do beautifully on my slightly textured eyes. Congratulations. Oh, Connie. Yes. I'm so happy to hear that. My mom is 66. And I mean, I know it's my mom and everything, but she was like, she's obsessed with them. And my mom's a makeup connoisseur. That woman has everything and she's amazing at makeup. And she's like, I can't even use any more different eyeliners. So that was validating too. So I'm really happy. Okay.
You're going to do another look?
Let's do another look. Do you guys like my banana clip? It's very 80s. I'm going to do another look.
Okay, bye everyone.
Are you going to go feed our children?
I'm going to go feed the kids.
This is what support. Thanks, you guys. Say bye to the man. Oops, I just hit that. Can you zoom all the way in, hun? Okay, let's do something else, you guys. Here we go. They're saying bye to you.
Bye. I don't know how to.
I'll zoom. Hold on. Tony doesn't know how to work the camera. Give me a second. Let me zoom in so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Let me just go in. Okay, you guys can see. I never take my eyeliner off that way. So if you guys were hanging out while I was taking off my eyeliner and you were like, girl, what the hell? I don't. I actually use like an oil and I apply it on my lids and then I let it kind of disintegrate and then I wash it with water and it's like a whole very soothing. I don't just like attack my eyelids aggressively because nobody needs that. And I mean, I already have a lot of fine lines around my eyes. I don't need more. So if you saw that and you were like, what is happening? It's just because once they do set and it's hard to get them off if I'm not like fully washing my face. So just wanted to let you guys know that you have a man who knows makeup. He doesn't know makeup at all. Oh, he does not. He knows about this because we've been working on it obsessively for 2 years. But I am very lucky that I have him because Tony is an amazing husband. He really is. And I love him so much, you guys. I can't even, when he was sick last year, it rocked my world. I can't imagine my life without him. We've been together since I was 21. He's the love of my life. He really is. Okay, let me show you something else. Do you guys want to learn the eye-fi technique? I really like this technique. Let's do it with, okay, do you want to learn? Okay, eye-fi is fun. It's bottom and top, and it kind of comes out and elongates. Do you want to learn it with champagne bronze, or do you want to learn it with steel gray? Give me a little vote in the live chat, and then I will let you know. I learned that Kajal is healthier to use on eyes that are sensitive. Yeah, it is. It's really nice. Ours are ophthalmologist tested. They're vegan. They're cruelty free. They're really good for like sensitive eyes. They're very gentle. So if you have a lot of issues with sensitivities, you'll probably be fine with our eyes. Oh, Marcy, I know. He's the best. He does love me. Champagne bronze, Glory Lance gray. I have both colors. Let's see that look. Gray, steel gray. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so divided. Okay, we're getting a lot of gray. Okay, we're getting a lot of gray. All right, let's do it then. Let's do it with gray. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start by, let's start. Okay, this is how eye-fi works. So if you look straight into your mirror, do you guys have your mirror? Are you doing it with me? I hope you're doing it with me. The very top of your eye, where the rounded part becomes like the highest point, is right here, right? Then it starts to curve down, and peak, right? Now the bottom's the same. Peak, curve up, peak, curve up, okay? So with eye-fi, what you want to do is you want to stop at the peak, extend out, stop at the peak, extend out, and smoke and meet in the corner. So I did this on a woman in her 60s on a video, and you guys loved it. You can do it real dramatic, or you can do it really subtle. It kind of depends on like the vibe. I did it quite subtle with like a lighter brown on her. It was beautiful. She had fair skin and blue eyes. I can pin that video if you guys want to see it on her, because I know I had someone say, you're older, but not 70 old. Like I want to see you do this on someone who's 70. I have lots of those videos on the channel. So explore around, because it will, you'll be able to see me use it on women who are like much older than me. So, okay. So anyway, so we're going to start, right? We're going to start at the outer corner, and we're going to apply, this is a steel gray. I'm going to apply a little bit. Okay. Just like that, right on the outer corner. Then I'm going to take my angled brush. Now I'm going to use my tip, little skinny tip out, and I'm going to smudge, 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 smudge. And once I get to that middle section, now I don't want it to be too heavy here, right? Or else there's going to be this hard like stop, and then the eye dips down. So it will change the shape of your eye. You want it to stretch out. So you're going to get skinny right in here. And then you're going to kind of elongate there. So that's all I did, was go from the middle to the outer corner. I started the pigment here. I stretched it in, and then I stretched it out. I only applied pigment on the outer corner. Okay. I think that's something that is going to be a bit of a learning curve with this formula, because I think people are used to going like this and going, vroom. If you do that, it will be way too much. Like you'll lose control of the pigment because it's so creamy. You don't need that much. You need like a quarter of that. So now I'm going to take that on the bottom, and I'm going to apply a little bit right on the outer corner. See that? Now I'm going to take my angled brush. I'm going to put the point facing outwards, and I'm going to blend it until I reach the middle of that lower lash line. Okay. So just like that. Now, if you're going to use this brush, because it's dense, stiff, you're going to get a more controlled stronger line. If you want a softer line, you're going to want to use a brush that is really soft, right? Because that's going to diffuse. So this is going to keep the pigment intact. This is going to diffuse. This is Shoto 2 in Refer. So say you want to take this and you don't like harshness under the eyes. That's pretty common. You can just grab it with your fluffy crease brush and you can diffuse and soften underneath. I don't want to do that on the top. I kind of like the top being a little more controlled, but I do want to diffuse the bottom a little bit. Yeah, it is amazing how much it stretches. It's true. That's like my favorite thing about this product. Okay, so now I'm going to elongate the eye. So now I just stopped here. You can put a mascara. This look really pretty. But if you want to elongate the eye, again, we're going to start at that bottom lash line. See that? And we are going to stretch a little bit. Okay, take that angled brush, stretch, and shape it the way you want it to be shaped. And then I'm going to add a little bit more pigment here, and I'm going to connect that V. So I'm basically connecting the top to the bottom in a V. You guys, it's funny because whenever I'm doing live stream demonstrations, because I'm an artist and I'm so fussy, when I would do this on my own, like by myself, I would be super quiet. I usually listen to a podcast and I like finesse like crazy. Like I change this, I change that, I push this out, I push that out, I add this, I add that. So whenever I'm doing it in a live stream, because I don't want to take forever, I'm always like slightly stressed out because I'm not very good at multitasking. But there we go. There we go. So basically you can see it now. So you can basically see that I have my line from the bottom connecting up to the top, and it's connecting into the lash line. Now this is so pretty with the steel gray. Now you can take a little bit, again, actually let's not use concealer. Remember I told you, let's use foundation. I'm going to take a little flat brush. I'm going to grab a little foundation, and then I'm going to perfect that corner so that we can have a nice sharp little edge there. And then if you want to soften that, you just stipple. Am I the only one watching with my head back and my mouth open as Gabi does this? Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this. I think even I can manage this. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that the care you put into this. I have a bit of a hand tremor and I have managed to do my liner. I'm so grateful. Oh, Petra. That is what it's supposed to be about, right? That is what it's all supposed to be about. Everyone should be able to feel beautiful. Any type of, limitation or, things that you struggle with, it shouldn't impact so much what we can do. And I think easy formulas is where it's at. Things that you can blend, stretch, that doesn't have to be so fussy and perfect. That's what I want to create for you guys. And I'm going to keep that in mind when I create the rest of the line. When I create the blushes and, oops, did I say that out loud? Tony's back. Tony's back down here. He went up to check on the kids and came right back down. Okay. All right. So now we can grab a little mascara. Here it is. And we can, I could spend like a million more hours kind of tweaking this, but nobody has that time, right, guys? But that's eye-fi. So you go from that top point on the lid, that bottom point underneath, you connect at the side and you pull and stretch. You can pull and stretch as much as you want. And it's just a really fun way to use your liner. Now, if you want a mascara, this is a fantastic mascara. It's by Thrive Cosmetics. It's a tubing mascara. It makes my lashes look so much longer than they are. And it's so easy to remove in the shower. Highly recommend. We can create a link for you guys if you want to go check it out, because I'm kind of picky with mascaras and I'm not easily impressed by mascaras. And I really find that this one's beautiful. Does this technique work on hooded eyes? It does. Yeah. You can totally do it on hooded eyes. No problem. Very, very pretty actually, because it extends, because we're moving like this way. We're not moving up. It's not going to interfere with the crease. Just smoke it out. Okay. Hooded eyes are better. Like the lines look much better when they're smoked out. I mean, usually with kind of any look, I think after the age of 40, it looks better softened in my opinion. So it's not just with hooding, but I think, yeah, I think you'll enjoy doing this look. It's fun. I did this look on the website using chocolate brown. So if you want to, or was it chocolate brown? Yes, it was. It was chocolate brown. So if you guys want to see this done in a different color, go to the website and go to the chocolate brown page. You'll see this exact look, like super elongated with the chocolate brown. Love the Thrive mascara. It's a great mascara. It really is. It really is. I'm just going to brighten up a little bit under the eye, and then I'll show you guys the finished look. Super, super easy. This also looks gorgeous with champagne bronze. I do this look a lot with champagne bronze too. Yeah, do you see that? You get this diffusion on the outside, but since the inside of the eye is more clean, it's really pretty and it doesn't look too aggressive, I think, because there's not much on the inside of the eye. And then again, if you want to like really deepen and intensify, you can absolutely grab some black or dark brown if you prefer. If you have lighter, features, you might like the dark brown. Dark brown is very dark. Dark brown is almost like a soft black. I designed it like that for a reason. So it's a good like tight lining color too if you're not as dark as me. So yeah, you can just go in, tight line, right? See how I'm smudging into the lash line so that I get a little bit more lift. I'll show you guys one other, oh, maybe I don't have it down here. I was going to show you guys this really great lash curler that I have, but, oh, it's here. I bought this lash curler on Amazon. You just turn it on. It's a heated lash curler and it's absolutely phenomenal. I'll show you in a second. We'll let it heat up. It actually really lifts the lashes up, but without having to clamp. Because I was finding, after the liner, if you clamp, sometimes it will pull the liner up and I don't like that. This will lift up your lashes without pulling up the liner, which is great. Okay, let's try something else. Yeah, so chic and not over the top. Definitely my style of eye look. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm just finding lately that I really feel my best when I am looking a little bit. I still love makeup and I like smoky eyes. I like all the things, but I just want to look put together, but not like over the top, and so you can kind of do what you want with this for sure. But yeah, eye doesn't have to be over the top. It can be. You can really make it something dramatic. Look it up. It's I-Y, so I-Y-E, and then P-H-I. You can do a lot of really cool things with this technique. It's a beautiful technique, but it can be, subtle or it can be super dramatic. I'm just taking down a little bit of that shine here. See, so pretty, right? It's so blended, so easy to do. Gabi, can you get us the information on that lash curler? I've always been wanting one, didn't know which one to get. Absolutely, Monica. So after this live stream, I'll create a link for you. It's on Amazon. It's like not expensive. I'll show you right now. And it's absolutely amazing. So it's a curling iron for your eyes. So all you do is you push your eyelashes into it and then you move up and it will curl them just like a curling iron will curl your hair because it is hot. And this one is incredible. I've owned so many of these. I go through them a lot because I use them like all the time. And I find that, the mascara will eventually accumulate on it. And I do find it works better with mascara than without. So eventually you kind of have to get rid of it after, a couple of years. But this one is probably my favorite one. I'll show you how much. Can you see that? It like curls the lashes. Do you see that? It's amazing, right? It's awesome. Okay. Oh, why foundation, not concealer? You missed that. The reason I don't use concealer is because concealer is thicker in texture. And I find around the eyes, I mean, concealer is great around the eyes, but when I'm trying to clean up a line or stretch or elongate a line, when I'm using concealer, sometimes I'll lose control of the concealer and it's like too thick and I can't blend it out. So foundation is like a more sheer formula. So I find that when I'm trying to stretch a line out with it, because it's sheer, it will just be easier to work with and I'm not going to get stuck in like too heavy territory. Yeah. Okay. After the next blush baby is born, would you consider doing a fabulous eyebrow pencil? Yes, we've already started looking into that. Brows, I'm fussy with that. So I'm absolutely gonna look at a eyebrow baby too. Okay, I promise I will. Okay, let me show you another technique that is so simple, but the way that I do my makeup most often. So I'm gonna go in with dark brown now, my nice, rich, almost off black shade. So let me show you the difference between dark brown and black so that you can see the difference, because people are like, wow, I can't believe how dark the dark brown is. It is not a warm chocolate brown like a lot of the other dark browns on the market are. And I will show you right. I probably shouldn't have done it there. You guys see it? So that's black and that's dark brown. Whereas chocolate brown that's this guy right here. Chocolate brown is much warmer and much lighter. So you can see the difference between the three shades. See how dark brown is really dark when compared to chocolate brown? It's almost like a soft black, especially on fair skin. I feel like it almost reads like a soft black. So I'm going to go in with my dark brown. Let's grab that guy here. Okay, so this is one way that I do my liner all the time, and I love how it looks. It's just so simple. Let me move here again, you guys, so that you can see. Thank you for hanging out with me. Are you guys having fun? Lip liners too, please. We're working hard. I promise you. We're going to come up with the best stuff. So for lip liners, can you tell me what type of thing, because with lip liners for Mature Beauty, I want to prioritize them not bleeding in lip lines, right? Because that's a big issue after we get a little bit older, but it cannot be too dry. But I don't like lip stains very much. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Courtney's asking what my favorite setting spray is. Have you tried the L'Oreal Infallible one? It's amazing. It's amazing for longevity. If you want like glow and skin melting, then I would do Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. That one's incredible for making your skin look gorgeous. L'Oreal Infallible's the best for making the makeup last long. Okay, so I'll show you how I do like my day-to-day kind of look. So dark brown, all I do is I go in. Again, we're adding that little tiny bit on the corner, right? Taking our angled brush and I want to get right in there for you guys to see. I'm at max zoom in. I am going to do these individual videos for the channel. I'm trying not to bombard you guys with eyeliner content because I know that you follow me for other reasons. And I promised you this whole channel wouldn't become only about eyeliners. So I'm trying to kind of trickle them in without completely bombarding you because I think that would be very annoying. But I'm going to do individual videos showing every eyeliner look, but individual. So you can learn eye-fi in one like 5-minute video. Winged liner, like all of those will be coming out on Wednesdays. So they're not my regular Sunday posting schedule. I'm going to be releasing them on Wednesdays. If you have any requests for an eyeliner thing that you want to see on a Wednesday, that's like a 5-minute tips video, and I'm going to shoot it in a macro lens. So it's going to be like just my eye, like really close. So you can really like see it, like see exactly what I'm doing. If you have any requests, leave them on the channel. Okay. I like I said, I read every single comment. And I'll definitely make like a very little mini tutorial. I think those will help you guys because you can save them. And then when you're doing your liner, you can watch like the mini tutorial that you want to watch that day to create the look. So all I did here was I stopped right at the end of the lash line. I didn't pull up. Now, of course you can take this and you can pull up. Every once in a while, I just like to have my liner stop at the end. I don't know. You know, when you're like not in the mood to fuss with the wing and like the whole hooding thing, like sometimes I just don't want to. I'm like, forget it. I want to put this on I want to take me 2 seconds because I need to take my kids to school. I usually don't wing it because winging takes too much finessing, especially for someone who's as crazy as me. Okay, so now that we have dark brown on the top, like I told you guys, I always like having something underneath. I feel so much prettier when all my little fine lines are pushed into a shadow, but I like my under lash line to be lighter than my top lash line, and I think most of you guys can too. So I'm gonna go in with chocolate brown now. Let me just clean this workstation up a little bit. You can do chocolate brown or champagne bronze. I'm gonna do chocolate brown today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab this. I'm going to apply a little bit underneath. So dark brown on top, chocolate brown underneath. Look at how much I applied. Literally nothing, right? Because I want diffusion and not like a strong line, instead of using my angled brush, I'm going to use my fluffy, tight little crease brush, which is Shoto 2 by Rephr. This is a great brush. Do you guys know about the Shoto collection? I should tell you guys about the Shoto collection. So all I'm doing here is I'm buffing. So easy. And see how this is basically turned into a cream shadow, like right before your eyes? And you can see I used a dot, used my Shoto brush, buffed it in, and I just created basically a shadowy look under the eyes, but with my liner so that you don't have to bring all these products, right? Like when you travel, for example, you can literally make this look like an eyeshadow if you use a little tiny bit, use a crease brush, and diffuse out the pigment. That's how you do it. If you want it to look like a liner, use a sharper angled brush and keep it right at the lash line. So that's a little tip for you. So let me tell you a little bit about Shoto collection. So Rephr is Japanese hand-cut brushes, right? They're all handmade in Japan using natural hair bristles, and they are freaking amazing. Who here has tried Rephr? Let me know if anyone's tried them. So anyway, that's all I did. Wait, it's this eye. The camera's backwards for me. So dark brown on top, a little bit of chocolate underneath. That's it. We could do more, but I want to show you something like that 5-minute face, okay? So now we'll do a little bit of mascara. That little Rephr brush is a must-have in girls' makeup kit. Yes, it is. It is. The Shoto brushes are some of my favorites. I know, Courtney. Courtney, I know. I wish you were like with me right now so we could chat about it in person. I'll tell you guys about it. So basically, Tom, the founder, Tom and Kenny, they're actually Canadian. They live like right by me. And they are the most amazing people you will ever meet for real. Like they are actually the most kind-hearted, giving, incredible people. So it just makes their brushes so much better because my goodness, are they amazing people, truly amazing people. Anyway, they have a lot of love and they put a lot of care into their brushes. And so the Shoto collection is so cool because they were inspired by calligraphy. And so all of the brushes, they're made to be like calligraphy brushes. So it's hard to explain if you don't see it. So the way that it works is they have the density and then all the little hairs that are all irregular lengths meet at the end. And so when you're doing something like a smoky eye, for example, those tiny little hairs, they like flick the pigment in a way that makes it like diffuse differently than any other brush I've ever used in my life. Shoto is the coolest set ever. They have a big Shoto brush. I don't think do I have it here? Shoto 5, I think. It lays down skin tint like, oh my gosh. Because the ends are diffused, like the bristles are diffused, when you put your skin tint on, it's like that watery consistency, and you buff it in with Shoto 5, it's like little cat paws, like licking your face, and it will give you this, it almost airbrushes your face. It's incredible. I've never seen a brush like the Shoto brushes. They are so unique. I mean, all of Rephr is unique. They just launched in Sephora, Japan, right? No, Japan. They just launched in Asia at Sephora, and I'm so proud of Tom and Kenny because what an accomplishment. My gosh. And they're selling out like crazy. And because they're all handmade, it's a lot for them to sell out like that because they're not mass produced. But yeah, they're incredible. The link to the Shoto eye brushes is in the description box. Oh yes, Lori, my girl back there is hooking you guys up. So if you want to check out Shoto. We have a comment about BK. Never heard of them. I do have BK Beauty. BK is also amazing. Most of my brushes are BK Beauty, 90% of them. And then I have, 70% of them. And then the rest of them are Refer. They're both very good, very different. Refer is, natural hair, and it's hand cut, hand tied. So because they're hand cut and hand tied, you can get a few little things happening with them. Like for example, sometimes I lose bristles. It's not really a big deal, but every once in a while, like a bristle will come off on my face. It is what it is, they're handmade. BK, I don't ever lose bristles. BK has an incredible selection of brushes. They're really good for makeup artists. They're super reliable. It's just, they're so different. Like Refer is almost like if you're into makeup brushes, you like a cult following. That's like Refer's that it's very artisanal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it feels like an artist. Like it's very special. BK Beauty special too. It's still freaking amazing. They're very different. I would say as a makeup artist, I reach more for BK. As a like makeup lover collector, I really like Refer. So they're just different, but they're both top of the line. You can't go wrong. Yeah. The way you feel about the Refer and Shoto is the way I feel about your eyeliner. Oh, I love you so much. That means so much to me. I have lots of Refer brushes. I love them all. Yeah, I know, right? They're great. There's a lot of love that goes into that. A lot of thought. Kenny and Tom, they are pretty amazing entrepreneurs, and they care about their community just as much as I care about you guys. And that says a lot because I don't think a lot of founders, that care that much. Really, Tom and Kenny, they do a lot of they really revolve every design around what the community wants and loves and requests. And a lot of my inspiration on this brand has come from Tom and Kenny from Refer. All right. So that's that. Easy peasy, this one. So all I did, dark brown on the top, smoked it out. I tightlined with a little black. I added chocolate brown on the bottom, and I smudged it with my Refer brush, and that is it. Now, one other thing I want to show you guys is, say you want to take a little bit more, but if you put this on, it's going to be too much. I'm going to show you a little trick, okay? What I do sometimes what I'll do is I'll grab a little bit of the pigment and I'll put it on the back of my hand, okay? So just like that. Then I'll grab my brush. I'll pick it up. So basically, I'm priming my brush with the pigment, just like I would with an eyeshadow, okay? So now my brush is primed with pigment, see? And now you can take that, like say you want to add a little bit more, if you're just afraid if you go in it's going to be too much, you can prime and then you can blend and smoke. See that? I just created the softest deposit by adding it to the back of my hand first. See, now I'm elongating the eye a little bit here. Another thing that you can do, guys, I literally never want to leave. Like we should just hang out forever. It's been almost 2 hours. Poor Lori is in the back. I'm sorry, Lori. She's managing the live stream in the back. I hear influencers on YouTube say that anyone older should not wear black eyeliner because it ages them. I'm older and I love black eyeliner. What do you say? What do I say? This is the thing. I think that really broad generalizations are not good in any situation. And this is why. If you have super dark hair, medium to deep toned skin, dark eyes, it's going to look incredible. So much of it is dependent on your coloring. So much of it is dependent on your technique. Do I think that black liner all the way around the eye in a rounded way without blending is flattering? No. It's not flattering when you're 60. It's not really flattering when you're 20 either. You can get away with it more when you're 20, but it's not flattering either way. Makeup is so much about how you feel, your personal preference, your skin coloring, your eye coloring, your technique, how much you blend, how much you shade, how good you are at placement. So I don't think that general rules ever really work. And even in my videos, like we kind of have to give general rules in the videos, or else like the video gets too complicated. But take things as a grain of salt because there's so many variables with makeup, just like with hair, right? Like I'm a hairstylist too. And there's so many variables. Like someone would come into my salon. I had a salon before, and they would ask for something and I could be like, yeah, that will work on you, but it wouldn't work on this other person because of the variables of hair texture, density, color, curl pattern, undertones, previous history of what they had done to their hair. Like there's so many variables. So even though I can respect what that YouTuber said, because for the most part, that can be true, it's not always true. And another thing is if you love black eyeliner and it makes you feel gorgeous, then who cares? You know what I mean? You got to do what makes you feel good. If you don't feel like it's aging you, you got to do what you want to do because makeup is self-expression at the end of the day. Okay, my last tip I want to show you guys. So say you are out and about, you don't have shadow, right? And you want to add a little bit of like shadowing in the crease. Again, you can add a little bit to the back of your hand, and then you can take a fluffy crease brush. This is BK A503. See what I mean? Like I use such a mix of BK and Rephr. Like this one would work too, Rephr 15. This one's a little bit wider, so I think it will work better in this situation. So I'm going to grab my brush, prime my brush, and then I'm going to go in here in my crease, and I'm going to buff. And all I'm doing is creating a little bit of shading in my crease by using the liner as a shadow. And that's why this is so cool and why I'm so crazy proud of this formula. When I travel now, I don't bring any eyeshadow. I really don't. There's no eyeshadow in my travel makeup bag. Like this is the makeup bag that I went to Montreal with. I was just in Montreal with L'Oreal. And I never bring shadows anymore because I can create a smoky eye with this. I can shade out my crease with this. I can define my lash line with this. Like I don't need anything. And as long as you are using, the right brushes with the right techniques, you can create look, does that not look exactly like an eyeshadow? Again, if I were to grab it and put it on and do this, it would probably get a little harsh. So prime your hand, use it as a palette, pick it up, prime your brush, buff it in, and you'll create like shading just like you would if it was an actual powder product. So that's another little tip for you guys. Oh, what's my lipstick color? Sandra, I will tell you. I have it right here. I am wearing Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade Player. Yeah, 03 Player. So that's what I have on. The way that I do it, this is a phenomenal lip liner, you guys. If you need a drugstore lip liner, this one's great. So I like to actually fill in my entire lip line with it. See, you can see that's the color of it. And then I will grab any old, like, I don't really have anything here, but I'll grab any like a lip gloss or a balm, any balm that's like nudie or mauvey, and I'll just apply it on top to create a little bit of dewiness and plumpness, but the color's all coming from the lip liner. So yeah. Oh, I watched you do this on your live launch, and I've been doing this technique when I received your liner. It's so beautiful in my blue eyes. Oh, that's so good to hear. Your eyeliner is going to be the only eye makeup item I have to take on trips. since they're able to be blended so fabulously. That was the goal. And I'm so glad that you're seeing that and that you're getting that vibe from it, because that's exactly, you know, what I wanted from it. Do the eyeliners set down, or did they need the eyeshadow on top? So I don't have any issues whatsoever with them smudging or hitting my crease. Now, mind you, I don't have an extremely heavy crease, and I have quite a bit of oil, but I do always powder. I haven't had any issues with it smudging. In terms of drying down, I can show you. So this has been on my hand for a little bit, right? So when I go like, see, it's dried down now. See how it's not moving anymore? And then this one is the same. Sorry, guys, my focus is always an issue. It has dried down, so it's not moving. The thing with this liner is if it's too thick, it's not going to dry down. That's why I always say apply a tiny bit, use your angled brush, and stretch, manipulate, smudge, okay? Because once you get the line, like the actual density of the product a little bit thinner, it's going to dry down and set, and it's not going anywhere. Like you can see, like it's not moving. If it's too thick, it's not going to fully dry down. If you want to keep it a little bit thicker, it's fine. You can set on top. So that is something that I wanted to show you guys. Actually, I'm really glad you brought that up. So for example, actually, we can just use this. I don't know why I'm reaching for another brush. You can just use this. If you want to set it, it's very, very easy to do so. I just need an eyeshadow. No, I'll just do it with a powder. It's okay. You can do it one of two ways. You can take a matching eyeshadow and you can grab an angled brush, dip into your eyeshadow and press it in. That will set it, no problem. Or you can take a translucent powder. So the Laura Mercier one, for example, I'm going to grab a little bit here. I think it's a nice idea to do this if you have like a wedding, a super crazy long day, it's super hot and humid, you're going to the beach, you know, a lot of like moisture in the air. It's always a good idea to do this with any liner. So what you want to do is just grab it. Okay, you guys see, okay? And you're just going to push the translucent powder into the actual shadow. Now, typically, I'm going to be honest, I would do this with a matching eyeshadow powder. But if you're in a pinch and you don't have an eyeshadow, for example, say you're traveling and you don't want to travel with an eyeshadow, like I don't want to travel with eyeshadow anymore, you can do it with translucent powder, and that's going to lock and set. Anytime you add powder to anything that's creamy, it locks and sets it, and then it won't shift or move anymore. Okay, so I hope that helps. I've enjoyed watching and learning from you. I watched the video today on hooded eyes, but do you have an advice for hooded and downturned eyes? Yeah, I do. So what I would do if you have hooded, downturned eyes is I'm looking for my black. That's why I'm looking down. I would tight line the lash line, okay? Right? So here, tight line the lash line, just like that. And now your eyes are going to downturn, right? So if you want to shift up, you need to change the illusion of the shape. And the way you're going to do that is, see how this is going to be downturning? You're going to want to start moving up here. So you almost have to like trick the other person's eye into thinking your eye doesn't go like this, it goes like this. So I would not put don't put mascara to the very end of your eye, because that's going to bring it down. Stop your mascara like here, and then keep these lashes bare. That will help quite a bit. When you use your lash curler, make sure to really curl here so that this downward side doesn't come down. And then when you're manipulating the shape with the liner, I would actually, you know how I was showing to use the bottom lash line? In a downturned eye, I wouldn't use the bottom lash line. I would take this line here. I'll actually show you. So I would go here and move up a little. Okay, just like that. And then I would take the brush and move up. So you're not going to the corner of the eye, right? The corner of the eye is here. You're cheating it. You're starting here. Now you're going to have hooding here, which is fine still. So when you open your eyes, it's going to be like this, which is fine still, but you're not bringing it all the way to the corner. downturned eyes, you can't bring the liner all the way to the corner because it will follow, like the line will, your eye line will follow down. You got to like, when it starts curving down, cheat it up. Just cheat up the line and then keep all the attention away from the outer corner. I hope that helps. That was a very long-winded answer to a very simple question. I need to have someone with downturned eyes in my channel because I think that's a very common eye shape and there's lots of easy ways to like lift it up. Mainly, you don't want to put any emphasis on the outer part of the eye so that the line doesn't fall down. Totally makes sense. Oh, good. Good, good. I felt like that was a little discombobulated, but I was trying my best to help you out there. I'll try to see if I can find someone. I'm always looking for models. I'm always have my eyes peeled. I'm like, who can I ask? Who can I ask? Advice for deep set eyes, please. My issue is combined with a slight hood. Makeup can age me terribly. Okay, so let me ask you something. Are your eyes deep set in the sense that they're hooded, like you have a fold, or are they deep set in the sense that the bone protrudes? Because if there's actually a big difference. So some women have deep set eyes where the bone here comes forward, but you actually see a lot of lid space still. It's just the bone here comes out. So let me know what type of deep set eyes you have, and then I can help you. But you know, makeup, I don't find like, I think that if you are finding that your makeup is aging you, you know what it probably is. You know why? It's probably because you're not softening the lines enough. I find that the number one aging thing is keeping lines too harsh. So for example, see how even this is like defined, but soft, right? Like this is eye-fi and it's like very sharp lines, but everything is soft. It's not stark. As soon as something is stark, it looks aging. Lip line too stark looks aging. Blush that's too heavy looks aging. Brows that are too peaked, even mine are like a little bit too peaked now, if I'm being honest, it's aging. So just soften everything up. Bone does come out with a slight hood. Oh yeah, that's very common eye shape. I actually think it's a beautiful eye shape for real. You know what I like? What shape of eye makeup I like for that eye shape is smoky. I find if you try to kind of add too much pigment here in the crease, sometimes because the bone protrudes, it doesn't look right. I actually like keeping all of the coloring and all of the shading in the lid. So say you're working with chocolate brown, for example, you know that one look I showed where I smudged out the chocolate brown so the whole lid was kind of covered with it, and then it gradually gets lighter as it moves up the brow bone. I would try that, like keep the deposit of the pigment on the actual eyelid soft though. Just because it's smoky doesn't mean it needs to be dark, right? I would use like a mid-tone color and keep everything kind of low with lots of lashes, lots of diffusion and blend. I think that will help. Sometimes when we try to carve out the crease on a deep set eye, it doesn't like look right, you know? Sometimes it does, it depends on the person, but. All right, you guys, this has been super fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and for joining. I hope that you found it helpful. Did you guys find it helpful? We are reading a lot of the comments. We are answering as much as we possibly can. I can do many more tutorials. I'm going to make those mini tutorials for you. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for those. And if you have any questions or concerns, you know, feel free to reach out. We're here for you. We're so grateful for the support and for everything that you guys have done. It's been amazing. It's so much more than I expected, anticipated, and I really am so grateful. All right. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your evening. Bye.